So, what is going on, guys? We're going to be taking a look at my top 10 favorite figures from this year. And this is figures I got this year. Not figures that came out this year, but just figures that I got this year. Because a lot of them did not come out this year. They came out like last year or prior. So, yeah, we're just going to take a look at these figures, and it's gonna be, decent. You might not agree, but there's some of my favorites that I got this year. So let's just jump into the list. So coming in at number 10, we have Legacy Skids, who I actually really like. I recently seen Prime vs. Primes, and he actually put him on the worst figures list. I heavily disagreed with that, genuinely, and I like Skids a lot. I just like him a lot. I think he's just a really good figure. He's a pretty basic, generic Transformer who has a relatively mild transformation. It's not the best transformation ever, but it's nice, I do have a review of him up. And I will link the reviews, because most of these guys do have reviews. I think all of them do. So, there is that. So, I'll link all of the reviews in the description for these guys. But yeah, this thing is just a decent enough figure, He has a nice alt mode, his transformation's quick and easy to do. He even has that little Energon axe gun that I like so much. So number 10, Legacy Skid. Coming in at number 9, we have Kingdom Shadow Panther. I like Shadow Panther, I do. He's my mascot for a reason. And yeah, I just really like this mold, and I kind of wish I had Cheetor now. I do. I thought this mold was actually really good. It was really nice to actually get a version of it. Especially when it was on discount because they were clogging shelves, which he was. Yeah, I mean, he's good. The transformation's fun. The alt mode looks great. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it other than the fact that it was broke out of the box and has a chip on the chest. You probably can't even see it, but it exists. So yeah, that is Shadow Panther, number 9. Coming in at number 8, we have Scourge. And Scourge, our sweep, the sweep variant of it. But I'm just going to call him Scourge. I've called him Scourge every day since I've gotten him. I have not called him Sweep because he's not used as a sweep for me. And yeah, this figure is really good. There's only one minor complaint I have, which is these little chunks on the back that hang off. But from the front, they don't look bad. I mean, the figure in general just doesn't look bad. There's really no crazy difference. In the review, I said there was no difference. The hand is actually a difference. This hand here is a difference between Scourge and the Sweep, which is intriguing, I guess. Also, the color blue. But this mold is still really good, and I really like it. It even had a little blast effect it came with, which I don't have on me at the moment, but it did come out with the figure, which is really nice. So yeah, that's number 8. So let's get into the next one. Number 7 might be a bit of a strange one for some, but man, I really enjoyed Iguise. I really enjoyed Legacy Iguise. He's just such a fun little guy, and it actually prompted me to get Bomb Burst. And Skullgrim. Skullgrim was half-priced. I was not going to not get Skullgrim, but that really also prompted me to get Bomb Burst. But still, this guy had so much enjoyment with. He's just a fun little guy. He might be more expensive than I think a core class should be, but man, is he just fun. He's awesome. I would recommend him to anyone. He's easy to transform. His alt mode is stupid, but if you go at it with my headcanon of he's not Cybertronian, but he just has augments that he can transform, that makes it better to me, but that's just what I do. So yeah, that's been Iguise. Let's get on to number 6. And number 6 is Studio Series Hot Rod. And I feel like this guy's going to make a lot of people's end of the year list. He's just a really, really, really good figure. And I mean, he could have been higher. He could have been. But me personally, I think there's a few more figures that I enjoy a bit more than him. But man, he's just a flawless Bayverse Studios figure. He really is. Like, the backpack, it doesn't exist. It's just the wings, and then his back is nice and flat. The only bit of kibble on him is the arms, but I think that's supposed to be there, so that's awesome. I mean, he's just a great figure all around. If you can find him, pick him up. He's one of those ones I don't think you'd want to miss, because he is a really good figure. His transformation is really cool. His alt mode is awesome. He's just an amazing figure. So that's been Hot Rod. Number 5, we have Springer. And Springer is... he's just really good. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was, but man, do I love this figure. I don't even mind this color scheme anymore. I thought that I was going to, like, I don't like this color scheme. I actually do like this color scheme quite a bit. I mean, nothing wrong with it. I think that this figure is just really great. I think that he is just an awesome figure. It's really nothing. Both of his modes are pretty alright. They do look like the G1 modes. The transformation is kind of cool, and I do like it, even though I did break mine, like I mentioned in that review. I did break it. And he also has a bit of a paint scuff there, because I'm too hashy-bashy with him. But hey, what's a little bit of battle damage? So yeah, that's been my look at Springer. Let's get on to number 4. And number 4 is Legacy Blaster / Kingdom. Yeah, he's just kind of insanely good. No other way to put it. He's insanely good. He's exactly what you want Blaster to be. He transforms into the boombox. He even comes with a little tape. There's nothing wrong with this figure. Nothing. He is a perfect figure in a lot of ways. There's really nothing wrong with this guy at all. And if you could pick him up, I'd recommend it. I'd also recommend picking up Bulkhead. I actually did pick up Bulkhead. He's just at work, so I never took him home. He's just kind of there now. But I do have Bulkhead. And coming in at number 3, we have Ultra Magnus. Yes, Ultra Magnus, a figure that a lot of people hate, which I'm not in that club. I'm not. I actually really love this figure, and I think that he's quite good. And we're getting a new Commander one, apparently. We're getting a new Commander class Ultra Magnus, which is probably going to be awesome, mind you. It's probably going to be crazy cool, but I'm fine with keeping this leader one that I got for 40 bucks off Facebook Marketplace. I just think that this figure looks great. I don't think there's very many issues with him. While his alt modes kind of suck, it does kind of suck with the arms and everything. They definitely could have did a better job. Like, I sat there and was looking at it, I was like, yeah, they could have done so much more to transform this guy. But it's fine to me. It's fine. It's alright. We're getting a new one, so if you don't like this one, you can get a new Magnus, but I'm fine with this one. I am fine with him. I'd rather not pay $100-some. That's number 3, Ultra Magnus. And number 2, we have Jetfire, who we just took a look at. Yeah, he snuck his way up to 2. I've only had him for a few days, but man, is he one of my favorite figures I've gotten this year, easily. A figure I've always wanted, who was mint in box. I have not seen this figure talked about in years because we got the Siege one. But I just love this figure. The transformation is great. The alt mode still looks fantastic. It's just as good as ever. This figure. It's just an amazing figure. And I love that you can have the Macross Valkyrie head or you can have G1 Jetfire. I think that that's a really good touch. Yeah, so that's number 2. So let's get in some honorable mentions before we get into the number 1 spot. So these are the honorable mentions for this year. Yes, indeed. A couple of honorable mentions. 5 to be precise. We have the Unstanding Straxus / Dark Mount, Kingdom Black Arachnia, Paleo Trex from Kingdom, Kingdom Golden Disc Collection, Jackpot, who we will take a look at soon. We're going to take a look at him soon. And Cyberverse Deluxe Starscream. All of these guys were kind of snubbed. I will not lie. They were all snubbed. They all easily could have made the list, but I just caused a shelf slide off to the side. I just knocked the ball over because Skywarp fell. I was like, oh no. Oh well. So let's just get into number 1. Alright, and at number 1, we have Kingdom Spoiler Pack Megatron. Is this one a shock? Not really. It's really not. This figure's amazing, and I love it. I love this Megatron. I think he is awesome. And I'm just going to leave him in this pose, because that's how I'm going to put him back on the shelf. But, I mean, he's just great. The paint job is awesome with this version. The transformation's great. The alt mode is awesome. And he came with this sword, which is what I really wanted about him, was the sword. I didn't want that stupid arm sword. I wanted the real sword that turned into the tank turret. And yeah, he's just fantastic to me. There's nothing more I can say. He's great. He is the #1 pick of the year. So yeah, let's just get into the overall thoughts on them all. So as far as my overall thoughts go on these figures, yeah, I just like them all. They're awesome. They're amazing. If you can still get some of them, I would 100% recommend it. I mean, they're just some of my favorites from this year. Tell me if you disagree or if you agree, but man, these are just awesome figures. So this has been my top 10 figures that I got this year. This has been Eilts Elite signing out.